Hello guys and welcome to round number 10 of this F1 2017 Championship. We are here at Britain for the legendary Silverstone circuit, a home track for the Williams team who have been going very strong in the past couple races. Looking quicker than Red Bull at some stages. They'll be hoping for another decent points finish at their home Grand Prix. But Red Bull seem to be struggling. They really need a decent points finish to really secure that third position in the Constructors. Another team that seems to be struggling are Manor, who could score their first points of the season here. They've added some updates to the car, so they'll be hoping for a strong finish today. But without further ado, let's have a look at what happened in qualifying. So it was Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari who took pole position by almost half a second to the Brit of Lewis Hamilton. Vettel started on the medium tyres, that's what he qualified on in Q2. But Hamilton started in second, Max Verstappen in third. Very close between the Red Bull and the Mercedes driver. Barrichello in fourth position, 6 tenths off his teammate, with Felipe Massa and Valtteri Bottas lining up in 5th and 6th. Massa will also start on the medium tyre. Nico Rosberg having a difficult qualifying session, a full second off the pace. He lines up in 7th position with Nico Hülkenberg in 8th. In that Force India, Daniel Ricciardo, another disappointing qualifying session for him, starting in 9th position, and Fernando Alonso rounds out the top 10. So here we are for the British Grand Prix. It is race day, and it's looking very dark and gloomy around the circuit. There's no chance of rain, unfortunately, so that won't play a factor today, but I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic race. We had an absolute brilliant race last out in Austria, and I'm sure the classic Silverstone circuit will prove no different today. But as the car set off for the formation lap, let's have a quick look at who to watch out for this race. So we've got Sebastian Vettel line up in pole. We've seen in his career numerous times he can lead comfortably from pole. Will he do it today here in Silverstone? He's got Hamilton behind him, who's still looking for his first win. Can Hamilton do it? His home Grand Prix. It's Jolyon Palmer's home race today as well, so who are we hoping to do well? Can he get Renault's first points of the season here in Britain? As Hamilton takes his position, he's got the inside line for turn 1, so could he make a move? Can he get a decent start at the start of this race? Can he be 10th time lucky this season and take his first win of the season? Let's find out. So here we go. We have 4 lights, we have 5 lights, and it's lights out and away we go, and Hamilton getting an absolutely brilliant start, taking the lead, and it looks like Verstappen behind's got a decent start as well. Is Vettel going to lose 3rd position into turn 1? Hamilton takes the lead. Verstappen on his outside. I think he's made the move stick. Verstappen into 2nd place. Vettel now under pressure from his teammate Barrichello as the Williams go side by side. Can Barrichello get the inside line? He pushes his teammate wide, and I think Barrichello has made the move stick. Can Vettel hold it on the outside? No, he can't. He has to concede 4th place, but he's trying to look on the outside into left field. I think Barrichello has got it on board of Vettel now. He's now under pressure from Massa. Can he hold it on the outside? I think he's got the best line. He'll have into the line for the next corner. He's getting squeezed by the Williams car, trying to stay ahead of him. And it looks like he does manage to hold on for 4th position. But that's a terrible start for the German. Barrichello up in the first, but Lewis Hamilton leads the race from the start. As it now looks like Verstappen is going to try and make a move on the race leader. Verstappen with the inside line. It's a very difficult place to overtake there. They're side by side as they head down towards Max and Beckett's. Looks like Barrichello's getting involved. They're 3 wide. Barrichello looks like he's taking the lead of the race, but Hamilton and Verstappen have made contact. Barrichello had to pull out of that. Verstappen at the side of the track, and is going to lose a heap of positions, maybe even go down to last place. Let's take a look on board with Verstappen now. Side by side, you see Barrichello on the left, and Verstappen just runs out of room. 3 cars into Max and Beckett's just isn't going to work, and Verstappen probably going to drop down to last place because of that incident. But now on board with Barrichello, he's right into the back of Lewis Hamilton. Barrichello getting a fantastic start compared to his teammate, almost switching positions, but as they come onto the hangar straight, Barrichello is going to have a slipstream and the DRS on Lewis Hamilton. Can he make a move down towards Stowe? I don't think he's going to be able to, but he's going to close the gap and may even challenge into the final couple corners of the lap. Can he get a better run through Stowe on the exit? Right onto the back of Hamilton. Looks like he's going to make a move up the inside. Is he going to make it stick? He has to pull out of it. Hamilton, I don't think he's going to leave him the room there. Hamilton wants this race win. Obviously struggling in the first 9 races. Can he do it in front of his home crowd here in Silverstone? Barrichello sets the fast lap of the race. Maybe Barrichello will steal this from him. He's looking very, very quick on those soft tyres. However, coming on to the next lap, exactly a lap later, Hamilton has actually increased the gap ever so slightly and is really starting to pull away from Barrichello. Setting the fast lap of the race, he is looking very quick and looks like he could pull away. I think Barrichello is just out of range of Slipstream. And you can see a lap later, he just does not have the speed. He comes into the pit, and I think Hamilton has come to the pit as well. So these two on similar strategies at least. What tyres will both of them go on to? This could decide who is going to take the lead during the second stint. But obviously you've got to remember, during this time Sebastian Vettel, who started on a medium tyre, is going to take the lead of the race momentarily. Will he be able to get the overcut? I think he's just too far back to actually overtake these two. They're looking incredibly quick. But it looks like Barrichello goes onto the medium tyre, and I think Hamilton has done the same. So it looks like they're going to be on the same strategy throughout this race. So it's purely down to race pace, which at the moment it looks like Hamilton has the edge on Barrichello as they rejoin the track, a very slow and very long pit straight. But can Barrichello use the medium tyres to prevent his teammate from jumping him in the pit? We're about to find out, as a couple laps later, on board of the leader, Sebastian Vettel does come into the pit for, I'm guessing, another set of medium tyre. A one stop really isn't possible around this track, I don't think. But has Sebastian Vettel done enough to jump his teammate in the pit? Obviously a very slow pit lane, but it looks like he is going on to the medium tyre, so he will have to stop again. As he comes out the pit now, where is Barrichello? We're looking around the track, and he's just ahead of his teammate, but Vettel on the fresher tyre should be able to chase down his teammate, and we could have a very good battle between the two Ferrari drivers. And a couple laps later, that's exactly what it looks like. Vettel all over the back of his teammate as they come down the hangar straight. Surely Vettel is going to take his position with the help of DRS and the fresher tyres, and he goes to the outside and easily takes a provisional P2. Can Barrichello get back at him though? He's been very, very quick in the third sector with the best run out of Stowe corner. He looks to the inside as he comes down to the final complex of corners. He has the inside line and he takes back second place, trying to hold it on the outside. Can he make his position stick as they come to the final corner? Vettel pushes him wide and he overtakes him off track, but it doesn't look like that's an illegal overtake. I think the FIA are going to give him that, just because Vettel just did not leave him any room at all. Getting a replay from Vettel's point of view, and Vettel just understeers into him. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but Barrichello holds on to P2 nonetheless. But back on board with the Brazilian, he's still under pressure from his teammate, heading down towards Brooklands. Vettel's looking to the outside. This will be a very good overtake if he can make it stick, but runs wide, and Barrichello holds on to position. A brilliant defensive move from him, but Vettel is looking very, very quick on a medium tyre, and this could be costing Ferrari the race win. Vettel looking like he has the pace to chase down Hamilton if Barrichello will just get out of the way. Would there be team orders involved? Will Barrichello be asked to give him the position? Something I'm sure the Brazilian is used to in his long career. As they come down the hangar straight for the second time, Vettel looking like he's going to make the move stick once again. Barrichello not making it easy for him though as they come through Stowe corner. Barrichello with the speed around the outside, able to stay ahead of his teammate. Barrichello is looking so much more confident in the corners, and Vettel losing a lot of momentum there. Barrichello really costing Vettel valuable time here, and I'm sure the Ferrari team will be having words with him at the end of this race. But a lap later you can see just how quick Vettel is going onto the back of Barrichello already as they come through Max and Beckett's. Is Barrichello going to have to concede his position? I think it's the right decision. He's just losing so much time himself, battling with his teammate, and now there's a train of Bottas and Ricciardo on the back of the two Ferrari cars. Vettel making a move on his teammate once again, and it looks like Bottas trying on the outside through Stowe corner. Vettel looks like he's got a position this time, unless Barrichello can get a better run. I don't think he has. He defends his position from the Williams, getting preoccupied with Bottas. It looks like Vettel is finally free and finally able to push to try and catch Hamilton, but I think it is too late for the Ferrari driver. And it looks like Ricciardo has got past Bottas, so what can the Red Bull do against that Ferrari? A couple corners later, he's challenging for third position, trying to get past around Brooklands, trying to get a better run through Luffield. He's got the best line to get the better exit down the straight. Can this Red Bull challenge the Ferrari? They've been a little bit off the pace throughout the season, but Red Bull looking like they've got the pace. They're looking to the inside down the straight. Barrichello not really putting up much of a fight. It's Bottas trying to look around the inside of both of them. Can Bottas make the move stick? Ricciardo gets forced wide. Bottas with a poor run heading towards Magus and Beckett's. 4 cars in the space of a quarter of a second, and it looks like Ricciardo has lost the back end, much like Verstappen did. There are 2 pairs of cars there going side by side, and I'm sure They knew that one of them wasn't going to make it through the corner. Unfortunately, it's Ricciardo. We'll have a look at that replay in a minute as Bottas is challenging Barrichello for third place now. And it looks like he just does not have the straight line speed or the confidence to make a move, although getting a better run out of Stowe corner. Can Bottas make a move running outside? No, he can't. Barrichello holding that position for now. But Barrichello in general just not looking quick in the race. He's not really looked quick all weekend. 6 tenths slower than his teammates to come through Max and Beckett's once again. Bottas, the Williams, with that Mercedes power, can get past the Ferrari down the straight. Now coming down the hangar straight once again. It looks like Rosberg is getting involved in this as well as Bottas goes around the outside, as does Rosberg. Can he make a double overtake here through Stowe corner? And I think Rosberg has just not got the line. Yes, he has. He makes a move stick and Barrichello comes into the pit. Rosberg takes third, Bottas fourth, and Barrichello almost speeding into the pit there. He comes in for his second and final stop, and I think he's going to go on to the hard tyre, going to the end. Now, has Hamilton pit at the same time as well? Yes, he has. He's already made his pit stop and is already heading down the straight. Hamilton looking very, very good for his first win of the season here in Silverstone. But now the one to watch out for is Sebastian Vettel. Has he done enough to jump Hamilton or at least close the gap to him? Vettel definitely looking like the quickest car this weekend. So can he challenge Hamilton in the dying laps of this race as Barrichello comes out of the pit? Where he's going to get out? He's going to get out in traffic just behind, I think that's Kevin Magnussen. It looks like he's got the inside line and he makes the move stick. And now he's got to get past Jolyon Palmer out at his home race. Can he get past these guys quickly? We've seen him do it in Austria. Now can he do it here in Silverstone? But as we come down the hangar straight, you can see ahead Palmer trying to make a move on the Manic driver of Pascal Wehrlein. But can Barrichello get past these guys quickly? Trying to carry as much speed as possible through Stowe corner and trying to get a better exit. Looking like he's trying to go around the outside of Pascal Wehrlein. It's going to be very optimistic, getting a wheel on the grass, but he's still looking like he's going to make the move stick, and he does. A fantastic move on the Manor driver. But can he get past Jolyon Palmer now? Bottas is just ahead of him, so Barrichello needs to get past Palmer quickly. Can he do it in the first sector of this lap? He can't get stuck behind Palmer for long. He's carrying so much speed into turn number 3, and he's made the move stick. And you can see Valtteri Bottas just ahead of the Ferrari driver. He is on a different strategy, but Barrichello will be hoping to just get ahead of him as quickly as possible. Once again, just not hoping to get held up by anyone this race. And especially since it looks like Barrichello is absolutely flying, he'll be hoping to salvage a podium despite his lack of pace during this weekend. But can Barrichello get past the Williams? Down the straight maybe, he's going to have the better run. And obviously the fresher tyres. But that Williams we've seen is very, very quick in a straight line. So maybe he'll have to wait for the DRS as they head down towards Copse Corner. And you can see Barrichello almost pushing the Williams along as they head down towards Max and Beckett. He will definitely have the DRS and looks like he's going to make a move towards Max and Beckett actually. He can't wait for the DRS and he goes running outside of the Williams car. Fantastic move from the Ferrari driver. He is really showing his pace in this final stint. But I think he's going to be under pressure from the Williams as they come back down this side by side down the hangar straight. Bottas actually had DRS and makes a move through Stowe corner. Now it looks like he's under pressure from Barrichello once again. Down to the final couple corners. Barrichello switching to the inside. Can he go on the outside into the round the penultimate corner and the final corner? Yes, he can. He retakes, I think, a provisional P3. And Barrichello really needs to open that gap to Bottas now. But it looks like Bottas, despite having older tyres, has the pace to stay with the Ferrari. But looking in the top left, we can see Rosberg has actually jumped Barrichello for P4, and unfortunately the results are going to stay like that as we go on board with Hamilton on the final lap. The sun has come out and Hamilton is going to win his first race of the season. It's taken 10 races, but he finally does it at his home Grand Prix, and what a race to take his first win at. Sebastian Vettel is going to come home in second, and Barrichello, a very uneventful final stint after that battle with Bottas, is going to come home in P4. Not moving up any positions from his qualifying position, but a disappointing race for the Brazilian. I think he was hoping for a podium finish here today. But let's take a look at the full race classifications. As we saw, Lewis Hamilton taking the win in Britain here today, just a second ahead of Sebastian Vettel. So getting held up by his teammate really did cost Vettel the race win today. Nico Rosberg seemingly coming out of nowhere during the final stint to jump Barrichello and stay in third position for the remainder of the race. And you can see Barrichello 31 seconds behind him. Barrichello just was not with it this weekend. Just finishing ahead of Ricciardo, who has an impressive 5th position, and it looks like Red Bull may be slowly getting there and might just stay ahead of Williams in the constructors standings. Jenson Button also his home Grand Prix, a fantastic 6th position and 8 points for McLaren Honda. Sergio Perez also picking up solid points for Force India in 7th position, with both Toro Rosso scoring points in 8th and 9th, with Max Verstappen, after that incident on lap number 1, finishes in 10th position, so a good recovery drive from him, but Red Bull will be disappointed with a single point for the Dutchman. Now taking a look at what that has done to the drivers' standings, and not a lot has changed. The only change being the 2 Red Bull drivers of Ricciardo and Verstappen switching between 5th and 6th. Ricciardo taking 5th and Verstappen taking 6th. Ricciardo on 95 points for Verstappen, taking a solitary point this weekend on 91. But looking up the table, Rosberg still holds a steady lead on Barrichello. 151 points for him, with Rubens Barrichello on 152 points. Hamilton taking his first win of the season, finally looks like he's in a championship winning position. 140 points of him, just 2 points behind Barrichello. With Sebastian Vettel once again losing the win from pole position, sits 125 points and is slowly falling back from the top 3. He needs some decent results in the next couple of races if he wants to stay in this championship fight. But Valtteri Bottas, despite looking good for a podium spot, does not score points here in Britain, with Sergio Perez still way back from him but ahead of Felipe Massa, and Nico Hulkenberg just holding on to that 10th place position in the drivers. And finally, looking at the constructors battle, and nothing has changed here. Mercedes still lead on 291 points, with Ferrari in second on 267, so still definitely within reach, but as we said, Vettel needing to get some race wins under his belt. With Williams not scoring this race weekend, Red Bull have a little bit more breathing space on 186 points, with Williams on 117, and Force India just not as quick as Williams and not challenging for 4th in the standings. McLaren Honda, a very impressive race weekend, go up to 37 points and remain 6th, ahead of Haas and a little bit breathing space between them. And Toro Rosso, the double points finish, almost doubling their current points tally on 14 points, with Manor, Renault and Sauber still yet to score. And the question remains, which one of the bottom 3 teams will be first to score? Renault have been looking close over the past couple races, so with Hungary coming up, a very small track and very easy to make mistakes, could Renault get some luck and score their first points of the season next race? But that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy, remember to smash the like button and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you guys for watching, and see ya!